Hello everyone, welcome to Programming in C++ with me, Juhi Kaneria. Let us continue our Unit 1 Principles of Object-Oriented Programming. By the end of this session, you will be able to develop C++ program using user-defined data types. User-defined data types. The data types that are defined by us or by the users are called user-defined data types, and this includes structure, union, classes, etc. Let's see what structure is. A structure creates a data type that can be used to group items of possibly different types into a single type. We know that array is a collection of similar kind of data. So in that terms, if we consider structure, it is the collection of different types of data grouped together under a same structure tag. The syntax of structure is given over here. You can see we have struct structure tag, and within that structure curly braces you have the member definitions or the member declarations, and at the end you can specify the structure variables and then a semicolon. Let's see one example of structure. We have created a structure point. It has integer x and float y, and then I have created a p1 variable of structure type point. Now within the main function again I have created struct point p2, where p2 is a variable of structure point. So there are two ways in which I can create a variable of structure. Either I can write it immediately after the definition of the structure, or I can write the declaration of the variable within the main function. Now to access the structure members, dot operator is used. That is p1 dot x is equal to 10. I have to write to access x variable of the pointer p1. Sorry, of the structure p1. Similarly, p1 dot y to access y of the structure p1. Similarly, x2 dot p2 dot x and p2 dot y, and now I can print it in the same way, like p1 dot x and p1 dot y are simple variables. Actually they are the variables of structure p1. Let's see one more example. Here I have done I have taken an array of structure point. In this struct point I have taken integer x and y, and then I have created an array of 10 elements of type struct point. Now array arr 0 dot x equal to 10, arr 0 dot y is equal to 20. This I have taken for one array element. I can take it for all the 10 elements, and so here I have simply created the array of structures, and finally the elements have been printed like C out x is equal to arr 0 dot x, same way y is equal to arr 0 dot y, and return, and you can see the output x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. So in short, you can access the variables or data members within the structure as a simple data member, but for accessing it, dot operator is to be used with your structure variable. Another user defined data type is union. A union creates data type that can be used to group items of possibly different types into a single type. So basically it is similar to the structure only, but there are few differences which we will see later. Syntax is also similar to that of structure. You have union, the keyword union is used instead of struct. Union, then you have the union tag, and then within the curly braces you have the member definitions, and at the end you have one or more union variables. Now let's see the difference between structure and union. The very first difference is every member within the structure is assigned a unique memory location. So in our previous example we have seen there was integer x and float y. So both x and y will be given different memory location. But if we take the same thing under union, then only one memory location would be assigned to x and y, and both the variables would be sharing that common memory location. Now in structure, changing the value of one data member will not affect other data members in the structure. While this is not the case in union, changing the value of one data member will change the value of other data members in the union. This is also because they are sharing a common space. So whenever a value of a data member is changed, it is changed in the same memory location and it is overwritten in that memory location. So changing one value may affect the value of other data member. Then the total size of the structure is a sum of the size of every data members. That means in our example we have taken int x and float y. So the size of the structure would be equal to the size of integer plus that of the float. While in case of union, the total size of the union is the size of the largest data member. So in our case, we know that float has the largest size. So in union, the size would be assigned equal to that of the size of float. Now in structure, it is mainly used for storing various data types, and union, it is used for storing one of the many data types that are available. That means that only one, when we want to access only one member out of many at a time, then we will use union. Next data type is user defined data type is class. A class is a user defined data type which has data members and member functions. Data members are the data variables and member functions are the functions used to manipulate these variables, and together these data members and member functions define the properties and behavior of the objects in a class. So from the very first lecture we have seen class. So we know that class is a collection of data variables and the functions, and these functions will use the data variables or data members to perform or exhibit certain behavior, right? So for example, we can consider the class of car. There may be many cars with different names and brands, but all of them will share some common properties, like all of them will have 4 wheels, speed limit, mileage range, etc. So the data member will be wheels, speed limit, mileage, etc. And if we consider certain functions or member functions of the class car, then we can have apply brake, increase speed, etc. So let's see the syntax of a class. We'll use the keyword class, then we have the class name, and within the curly braces we will have the access specifier. It can be either public, private. Access specifiers we'll see in detail in our upcoming sessions, but for now you remember that it can be public or private. Then we have data members and member functions, and in the member functions you can also write the definition of the member functions within the class or outside the class also, it is permissible. Let's see the demo of C++ classes. Here I have created a class named student, and I have taken only one data member, roll number, and one function to print the roll number. So you can see class student. Class is your keyword and student is the name of your user defined class. Then I have taken access specifier as public. That means any function or any object can access all the data members. In the public I have taken int roll number. That means roll number is a variable of integer type and it is the member of class student. And another member function is void print roll number, and within that function definition I have written cout roll number is, and then I have given the roll number variable to be printed. Now in the main function, yes, remember that at the end of the class when you end the curly braces there should be a semicolon there. Now in main function what I have done is I have created an object of class student. So I have written, you can see over here, student obj1. You can write anything, s1, s2, whatever the variable name or object name you want to specify. So So here I have taken obj1 as the object of class student. Then to access the variables or data members of class student, same thing is to be done. Dot operator is to be used. So obj1 dot roll number is equal to 101. Then obj1 dot print roll number function has been called, and you can see the output of it here. The function will be called and roll number will be printed as roll number, but here the roll number actually is obj1 dot roll number. So with this we end our. That's it for today. Thank you and see you in the next session.